What's up, mi gente? Welcome back to Boricua Tactical. Today's video, we're going to talk about range gear bag, what to have in it, what to bring. We're doing a class this morning. Woke up early, figured I'd cut this video on what I bring to a class. Before we get into that, I just want to say thank you for all the new subscribers, the support, the comments. Please continue to like, subscribe, comment. It helps with the algorithm. Share with a friend trying to grow the channel. Really appreciate you guys, and hit that notification so you get notified. Enough about that. Let's get into range bags and what do I bring with me. So it's a lot. I want to say, like, this isn't not the typical range bag that I might bring with me to just the gun range if I'm shooting, you know, pistol or whatever. If I'm doing pistol, carbine, doing a class, this is what I bring with me, and I'm going to go through it, and that's why it's a little bigger than the actual, you know, just little range bag that you're going to go with you. So I like having a duffel bag like this just because it fits a lot of the stuff. I used to have like a book bag style, and I just found like I was attaching things to the book bag, bringing more packs with me that I needed, and I found this duffel. This is by Viktos. I've done a video on this bag before. I have two of them. One I had kind of like in my car bag, but this is by Viktos. I like this bag because it has a lot of compartments, but if you flip it over, it has straps here that you could pull out and use this as a book bag. So even though I usually carry this to the range as a duffel bag, if I want to book bag it style, I can, and I like that about it. So it has those straps in there. So let's get into what I bring to the range. And if I'm missing some stuff, let me know, guys, too. I like to hear what you guys carry, and it's always good to get an idea. Every time I go to the range, I bring, you know, something else that I forget or etc. But when you open this bag, you know, it's just a deep duffel bag. It has Molly on the, like a Molly panel on the bottom of this bag, which I'll show you guys once everything's out. I don't utilize that much, but it does have that in a lot of compartments. So first and foremost, it has a zip pocket up here. What I usually bring in here is I have a lot of like microfiber towels, lens towels, things to clear off your gear. Or if you need to work on something, I have a microfiber towel just to clean up if I'm using, gun oil or anything like that. I also keep a little extra stuff. I keep staples here for my staple guns, two different sizes. I have like a 9/16 and a 1/2 inch, so I keep a lot of staples in there. You know, little Trigicon wipies to wipe your lenses on your optics. I'll put one in my pocket. So I keep a lot of those in there, and extra just in case anybody needs them. And sometimes I'll carry like a schmog or something if it's hot. I'll keep it in here too that I can wet and put around my head. So just things like that. Sometimes I'll stuff an extra t-shirt in there just because it's hot and I sweat it through the day. Moving forward, I'm just going to grab things as they're in there and just show you what it is. I have my Nalgene bottle here. It's in a Spiritus, carrier that you can molly on. That's just the way I keep it. But I bring water with me with like liquid IV to hydrate. So just a water bottle, even though I usually bring a gallon of water with me too. I have this in there just in case I left water. Somebody always has water, but sometimes I'm just out the range myself, guys, you know. So keep water in there with me, right? Got that. Also, you saw the staples. Have my staple gun here. This is a Spec Ops. My wife got me this on Amazon. I just think it looks super tactical. It's just a stapler, guys. You could get any stapler, like a Heart that you could get at like Lowe's or Walmart, a DeWalt. I think this thing was like 25 bucks, but it's just a stapler, but it looks cool. So, you know, tactical, right? So stapler there by Tac Ops. I had my tape attached to it. This is just regular black tape for targets. I put a little paracord knot on there because most of the times I'm carrying this on me. So I'm either looping it from my belt or an attachment. So I always have tape with me to tape up targets, tape up, holes and all that stuff. So always have some tape with you. Going forward, next pouch is here. In here is my timer pouch. So I keep my timer in there. This is a Crystal timer. This one's a little expensive, guys. I like the functions of this. Also too, I'm older, I'm computer literate, so I'm still learning the functions, but a pro timer, all those are great. I have a pro timer. I like to have one, more than one, just in case one goes down. But I keep my timer in there, this little pouch, just to keep it safe and not crack the lens and all that. A little notebook and a pen in there just to write notes, time stuff. So my shot timer's in there. I'll keep extra batteries in there sometimes as well, even though I don't have them right there. So that usually has my shot timer in there. And that Crystal is really, really good. Once I learn more about it, I'll do a video just on that, because that Crystal is a dope timer. Moving forward, let's go into eye and ear protection just because I'm staring at it. So I carry a lot of ear protection. You're going to say, why? Well, one, I carry my go-to, these are Swordens. These are really, really nice. These are the ones I use for myself when I'm teaching a class or on the range. For a pistol, if I'm doing a lot of pistol stuff, I have these guys. I do suggest Electronic Ear Pro just because you can hear what's going on. Shit, you're on the range, there's a lot of gunfire going on. It's hard to hear with just foamies or just Ear Pro. But Ear Pro's Ear Pro. If that's what you can afford, then roll with it. But you could get some cheaper Ear Pro, which I'll show you next. But these are Swordens. These are high-end. They're in the 200 plus. They're like, Ott Gear makes some. There's a lot of companies that make these high ends. I really like these Swordens. Super comfortable, and I've had them for a long time. So this is when I'm usually teaching a pistol class. I'll use those. I'll talk about what I teach, what I use when I'm using a rifle class. These are the other Electronic Ear Pro. These are just Impact Sports. I like to keep an extra set. Somebody always forgets, or a student forgets, or somebody on the range doesn't have them. So I always keep an extra set, and just in case something happens to mine, I have an extra set to go on. So I keep a set of Impact Sports. These are the guys I was talking about. You could get these for 50, 60 bucks, and it gets you in the electronic game. Are they as good as the Swordens or Peltors and all that? No, but they are good enough. So I keep a second set of Ear Pro there. If I'm teaching, if I'm doing rifle, I really like these earbud style. These are Axles. Got these. They come with little foamies in there. I really like these because when I'm shooting, doing carbine class, rifle stuff, I hate Ear Pro getting in the way of it. It's just quicker. They're in your ear. I can pick up a phone call with them. You can even hear music with them. These are super cool. Ott Gear makes one. They're the noise barriers. They tend to be pricey, yes. I mean, these are cheaper than that. I think I got these for about under 200 bucks on sale. The Ott Gears are more. I don't know which ones are better. I know guys say really swear by the Ott Gear, so they might be better than these Axles. But these have been serving me nice, so I like to always have these on me. A lot of times I do use these over the Ear Pro here. But the one thing with the earbuds, and I'll tell you, I don't know if you're like me, just be careful because I've taken them out my ear to do something, and then I'm looking for that earbud. Whether I stuffed it in my pocket or put it on the table. What's cool about Ear Pro like this is I just hang it off my belt. I know they're there. They're big. They're not going to go anywhere. So that's one thing. You don't want to lose $200 pair of Ear Pro, but I like these for rifle stuff, things like that. Eye Pro, you see, I usually always have sunglasses with me, but these are just Oakley Holbrooks. But I like having other sets of Eye Pro, and I'm a big Oakley guy. With law enforcement, they have like the SI program, so they give us really good discounts. Military, law enforcement, first responders. So I like to carry Eye Pro. These are the Alpha M's. So I carry these most of the time if I'm shooting into sun, outdoor, stuff like that. I have a few different lenses in there, a clear, a really tinted one for sun, or this is a special lens for just shooting, really like brightens up everything. So I always have these on me. Yes, they are a little high end. I'm not saying you have to get Oakley. Eye Pro is Eye Pro. You can wear your sunglasses. You can wear regular Eye Pro, which I'll show you in a second. So I carry these. I also carry my Tombstone set. This is a really nice set. If I'm doing any type of like competition shooting and all that, I like these guys. They're light. The field of view on them is like really, really good, like 360. I have them clear lens now because I was shooting indoors with them. But these are super easy to pop out the lens. You just hit a button, the legs come off, and then you put your new lens on there. And I have a shooting lens that's just for shooting that you saw like on my alphas there. And I also have another clear one just in case. I also have a yellow tin. I took it out. So I like to always have these guys with me for especially for competition shooting. If I'm doing like a comp or I always carry these with me. So have those. Let's put those there. Those are the tombstones from Oakley. I don't know if they make these. They're similar to these. I just like the way they fit my face, and they just give me more a field of view with glasses, you know. So the tombstones have those in there. Now, as I was saying, I like to carry other. These are just like regular clear. These ones kind of tint a little bit, and I have these cheapies just in case anybody forgets eye pro, which happens. I have them so I could give them out to people if they don't, if they forget all that. So extra eye pro there, extra ear pro. Moving forward in the bag, I have this. What is this? This carries my binos in there. I like to have binos with me. These are Toric Ultra HDs, 8x42s. This is more in my hunting pack because I use these for hunting, but I like if I need to, you know, look at a target, go down range, bino anything, I have binos there. If I'm, you know, doing some long range shooting with somebody and I want to let them know where they're shooting, I like to have binos with me. And I also always like to have in the back of that is my rangefinder. This is just a Leupold rangefinder. Little expensive, very, very good. You don't need to have binos or a rangefinder. I think you should have a rangefinder just to range your targets, know everything's on, you know, right. But you don't. This is not something you have to have in your range bag. I just like to carry it and have it with me. So I always have to have a rangefinder and binos with me. Carry it in this little pack in there. So I got that in there. Let's put that aside. Moving forward, I have a little shooting bag, since we're talking about shooting far. Little sandbag to just to shoot some distance, like to have that. And usually I'll have other ones with me, but this is just an extra one I keep in my pack just in case. This is just ammo. This is just a little bang box from G Code. It's called the twofer. Or something like that, the twofer. And what it holds is 2 bang boxes in there. So it's a pouch to hold these bang boxes. And what these are you just throw ammo in there. That's 124 9 mil. Holds about 500 rounds of pistol, and I keep 5.56 in there as well, and that holds about, I think, 250 rounds in there. So even though I bring ammo with me, usually a case of ammo, especially if we're doing a shooting event, just with me in the truck, I like to keep the ammo in my bag just in case. There's been times where I was going to do some shooting and I forgot my case of ammo. I'm like, oh shit, but at least I know I have 500 rounds of 9 and about 250 rounds of, or 300 rounds of 5.56 that I could still didn't waste my time, that I went to the range all the way there and I forgot ammo. So I like to keep that in there. Makes the bag a little bit heavy side because ammo's heavy, but at least I always have it in there. So I like to have that in there. I know guys ask me about this all the time. So it's from G Code. It just holds ammo. You could spill all the ammo in this bag if you want, or it holds those bang boxes that you saw. So that's super cool from G Code. Had that for many years. Moving forward, and I have this. I do have something mollied in, and when I told you guys, oh, I don't have anything mollied in, might not be able to get it. It is a battery holder for battery holder that Theorem makes, and I like to have that in there. Oh, I might not be able to get it, guys. Anyway, it's a Theorem battery, so if I get it out, I'll show you. But it holds a lot of CR123s, batteries for my optics, batteries for my lights. It just has a lot of extra batteries in a waterproof compartment, and I like having that there because if I do run out of there you go, guys. So that's the Theorem case. So right, if you open it up, keeps it waterproof and all that, but it holds a lot of batteries. Had to use some the other day, and under that I have like the little whatever the 2013s or they are for like the Holosons and all that are under there. So just a extra battery. There's always somebody on the range, trust me, that their batteries are gonna go dead. They're not going to have and that's the molly part of it that just attaches to it. They're going to have you know, their batteries die. So it's always great to carry extra batteries for lights, etc. all that you're doing. So keep extra batteries there. Excuse me, guys, I got a little bit of allergies. And then, especially if I'm doing any type of long-range shooting, I carry this notebook with me. It has, it was by Magpul. Haven't seen this in years. I bought this many years ago, and it's super cool. It gives you could put all your environmentals in there, all your data. It has altitude bands. You know, you could put your weapon, the date, density. Gives you known distance data, information cards. I see you could just write all the info of what you shot. Like this is probably an old one. This was let's see, Savage Arms 338 Lapua. You know, I put what I was shooting that day, barrel length, all that. So it just, you know, you just track your shooting. Super cool. Like I said, I got this years ago. I don't know if it's all Magpul. This is by Tab Gear, this little holder here, but it just gives a lot of these cards here with targets. You could, you know, write your shooting information, the position you were shooting, what was the breeze, mile-an-hour wind, altitude, angle, barrel pressure. So you could track everything, the ammo type. You could write notes in here on how you were shooting, you know, if I'm tracking something, you know, that I want to track, etc. I have that with me. Also has like an emergency card. You put blood type, all that, and has a lot of cool stuff in there. Sniper range cards. Has, you know, your notes section, like I was saying. So just super cool. I like to keep that with me, especially if I'm doing any long range shooting. You could, you know, track your shots, all that. So I like to keep that, but a regular notebook would do. This is just something that I bought years ago. I don't know if I got on Sniper's Hide or something. I bought it years ago, but it's something that I like to have in there for tracking my shooting, just keeping notes on shooting, which I think is great. Every time you go out to the range, you should take notes. I usually video just to work on things that I know I need to work on, whether, you know, some of my shots are being pulled left, etc. So I like to keep my info. What else? Moving forward in here, I have, do have some extra foamies in there just in case we need to. Sometimes I'll double up if I'm shooting indoors and there's a guy next to me with a rifle and a muzzle brake. You know what I'm saying? So you got to double up. So I keep those in there. And just some extra targets. Like these are just crappy paper targets. I have these in here just in case I forget targets. Excuse me, that's something I'm bringing separate. Right, especially if I'm using like you know, the A-zone targets and all that. But I keep a roll of these just in case. Forget targets. Worst case scenario, I have something in there. Or if somebody doesn't have targets at the range, you know, I could give a guy, hey, here's a few targets, shoot away. So I keep a roll of that in there. This bag, if you want to look, it's just an empty duffel now, and it has that Molly panel on the bottom, but it has a little compartment here on the side that's Velcro where I could stuff those targets in. Moving forward, let's go into this compartment. This is where I keep a lot of my like cleaning stuff and tools. So in this pouch here, if you open it up, in here I have some lubricating oil, some Hops 9. I have some breakthrough copper remover, you know, just if I need to do some cleaning at the range because I'm shooting a bunch. I keep a lot of these little, you know, Lucas gun oil packs. Really good gun oil there. If you need to oil something up, shooting your AR gets really gunked up. I keep a lot of, you know, long Q-tips in there. Cleaning pads, right? So things I'm going to use. And I also keep extra parts in here. So if you go here, I have some extra rifle parts. You know, another safety selector, a little some pins for your trigger, another little Picatinny piece just in case it's needed. So extra parts for my pistol, especially for Glock stuff. I have a trigger bar firing pin, some extra trigger, some extra firing springs in there. Little things that you might just need. I like keeping extra parts in there, especially if I'm away at an event or something. I'm bringing this. You always keep that, and I always like to keep a extra bulk carrier group in here. Just keep it in there. You never know if you are going to have an issue with an AR. It's usually your BCG or something in that nature, so I always carry an extra one in there. So just some cleaning stuff in that little pouch there that I keep on the side. And I also have more. I have a DACA pouch from Magpul. These are great. They're just a little pricey. This is more like just a little Amazon pack that I bought. But in here, I keep a lot of tools. I have a little square little box here with a lot of different Allen keys. A Glock tool, of course. A little, this is a little baby snap-on ratchet that takes bits, right? So a bit, like a bit driver ratchet. But look how tiny that guy is, guys. That's super dope. I'm a snap-on guy, so you'll see some snap-on tools. By no means am I saying you have to spend money on snap-on tool for your gun stuff. It's just a part because I work for Snap-on, so I have stuff. But super cool little guy if you need to go there. Some blue, red Loctite, Allen keys, like the tools that come with your optics. So just a lot of random bits, Torx, Allens, things that you're going to use on your for your firearms. And in that DACA pouch, I'll have, let's go through it. I have some torque drivers, a T10, that's very popular, a T15, that's going to be mainly for your optic screws, just in case they get loose. Mini pry bars, these are really come in handy. These are all, everything you're going to see here is like a Snap-on, but like I said, you could buy this at Lowe's or get Harbor Freight stuff. These are just mini pry bars. If you need to pry into something, work on a gun, etc., you will. A little 1/4 inch Snap-on. Oh geez, not like a ratchet, but a breaker bar, a little 1/4 inch breaker bar, just in case something's on there. Another bit driver with angled head, just in case you need to just work on a gun. So I keep all that stuff in there, and a front sight tool for a Glock. And there's a few packets of gun oil in there. So these are mainly the tools that I would need to work on a firearm. I have them in there in my in a DACA pouch, and it says tool bag in there. So I keep that in the side compartment, as well as a little cheap cleaning kit with some rods in there and some brushes, things that I could clean. This is just like your Amazon style. I have like a big Otis that I use at home, but I don't want to carry all that. This is just something that if I need to clean something quickly at the range, help somebody out, I have it. And some extra brushes, things of that nature. So all in this pocket here. It is basically cleaning and extra parts. They also give you like these elastic bands to hold magazines in here, but usually I'm carrying like a separate book bag or a case where I have my firearm and magazines with me. So I really utilize this bag from Viktos for just my range gear. But this bag specifically that Viktos made is for a range. It's a range bag. That's why you're going to see the Molly Field, a lot of elastic bands to put magazines in. If you see here, it has the elastic bands for more magazines. Like you could put rifle magazine here. I just use them to hold some tools. And another tool that I didn't go through with is, of course, having a multi-tool in here. This is just a really nice multi-tool that I have just in case you need pliers, scissors, a knife to cut, etc. No, this isn't a Leatherman or a Gerber. This is a Byberry, Amazon. I just started getting these. This is my second one. This multi-tool that has, man, it's very similar to my Leatherman Mutt, which was like $200. This thing was $40. So if you're looking for a really good multi-tool, check out Byberry. They make really nice stuff. It has a bit driver in there. It has a portable saw to cut, just in case I need to cut something. Really, really cool. This is the second one I've gotten now. And like I said, the price is just there. So I keep a multi-tool in there with me. We went through this pouch, right? This had my all my microfiber towels. And moving over to another pouch here, I keep a med kit with me. This is just a med roll with a cat tourniquet. Even though I usually will have my belt on with my IFAC, if I'm going to the range, and maybe I'm not, maybe I didn't, I always like to have medical. I think you should have medical in your range bag. Something, just God forbid, something happens, going to have chest seals in here, stop the bleed stuff, bandages, and a tourniquet, of course. So just a med roll in there in that compartment, and that's basically it. This bag allows for this to come longer, and you could actually fit a rifle in here if you wanted to. I think it has to be probably about 26, 27 inches to fit, and they also give you like a water bottle pocket here that you could use. So this could stay open if you're running this as a backpack, or you need more room, you could open this pouch and use it for more room. Everything fit with it collapsed for me, so that's why I use it collapsed. I also keep a little snacks in there. So these are just tactical snacks from Aim Size, watermelon. So if you need some sugar, protein, you know, good gummies there. So I keep, you know, some snacks in that pocket. And I think that's it. No, I think I'm missing one little pocket over here on the side. It has a little zip pocket. I'll move the bag over. If you see right here. And in there, I carry another roll of tape, just in case we need it. I have a lens brush, right, to just brush any dirt. You're on the range, it's dusty, it's dirty. You know, clean your lenses. Another lens cloth, I like to keep that in there. This is just identification. This is one of my range membership identification cards I keep in there. A little fold-up carabiner knife, CRKT, just in case I need another knife just to cut something, etc. Usually I have a pocket knife on me, but I have that there. And I have a old Surefire light. This was actually one of my first lights when I became a young cop back in the day. I remember, man, spending this much money on a light. I was like, whoa, I got a Surefire. This is an E2L. So for you Surefire guys that are out there, I'm dating myself. So this is an Outdoorsman E2L with an I know I upgraded the head back in the day to, I think, like an LED. And this was bright back in the day. I think it's like 200 lumens, guys. But yeah, I keep it on there just in case I'm working on something. I need a light, even though I usually have, like, you know, lights on me on my farms and all that. Just like to keep a light out there. Drop something. It's getting dark on the range. You could use it. But yeah, my old Surefire light. So that's basically it. We went through the pack. I might have. Don't think I forgot anything. This is the main stuff that I'm going to be using if I'm teaching a class, right? I bring extra eye pro, extra ear pro, targets, range finding stuff, shot timers, things of that nature. You may not need all this stuff if you're just going to the range. You might not need a bag this big. You can maybe get away with the book bag style. I like this duffel bag from Viktos. It was well priced. It was about $149, and it's their range bag. I believe it's called that. And I like it because it can convert to a book bag style. It gives you a lot of compartments for, like I said, extra mags, tool storage, things of that nature. So it's a great bag. Has your strap your strap handles here, and it has some cinching straps here. Usually I'll keep a shooting mat with me. I have to get a new one. Mine got really tore up, so I'm in the process of buying a new one. So usually I would put that there, and a tripod. I want to get a nice shooting tripod and a tripod to put my binos on to just, to track shots and all that. So if you guys know of any good tripods that are really like light, let me know, that aren't too crazy, because it could get expensive on the tripod end. So I would put my tripod there and shooting mat. Again, this is going to be like a big range bag that you bring with you if you're going to possibly be taking a course, or you're going out and training for the day. You just need a lot of stuff. That's what I have here. If I forgot anything, just let me know in the comments, or let me know what you guys use. The reason I say you don't always need a bag like this, because sometimes if I'm just going to the pistol range, I'll bring this guy with me. This is a Condition 1 case. It just holds, I think there's a 4 firearm. Yeah, four firearms. It's got the cutouts. It's empty now, but it gives you a spot to put extra ammo, some tools. You could put magazines in here. You could even fit I wear an eye pro if you're doing like the slim, like XL earbuds and just some iPro. So if I'm just going to the pistol range, like I'm just going to do some pistol shooting indoors or something, sometimes I just take this guy and a little book bag with my ear pro, iPro, and things like that. And I just carry this guy. Or if I'm traveling, this guy's great. I could do a whole video on this thing because it's a really great box. Condition one. If you need especially a travel case to keep your pistols in, this is great to have. So that's another option. Like I said, you don't have to. I don't put any firearms in here. You saw there was no mags. Ammo was kind of light. I just keep some of it because most of the time, like I said, I'm carrying either a case of ammo with me, and I have other bags for my pistols and rifles. Usually, if I'm carrying my pistols, it'll be in that condition one. Or if I'm carrying, bringing my rifles and I'm bringing multiple, I either have like a nylon bag setup or a double rifle SKB case that I've had for years that I'll use if I'm traveling or going to a course, teaching a class maybe further away than in my state. But that's it, guys. That's pretty much what I have in there. Hopefully I didn't forget. Just giving you some ideas on what to bring with you to the range, what you should have on you. Things of that nature. Let me know, again, what you guys carry. Let me know what your setup is. And stay safe out there. And I will see you on the next one, guys. Peace out.